I want to talk to you about fishing a big spoon. You know, you look at this, big piece of metal that we call spoons. You know, you have them in all different sizes, but particularly today I want to talk to you about the big ones. I throw this whenever those bass are keying on a really big, forage bait, whether it's big gizzard shad or whatever it may be. But this can look intimidating. You know, it's a big piece of metal, and it's kind of hard to throw. You got to have the right equipment, all that fun stuff. But I'm telling you, some of the best fish you can ever catch just comes on a big spoon. So if you're not throwing one, you need to. But there's a few things you need to know. So with a big bait like this, it's obviously really heavy. So rod's key. You're going to need a pretty heavy rod. I like throwing a heavy power rod, 7/6. You want as long a one you can stand. A pretty heavy action rod, and you're going to hook your spoon up. You definitely want a swivel on top of that, and that's the whole thing with that is when that spoon is falling, it's going to twist and kick. That's what gets you your bites. If you don't put that swivel on there, you're going to twist this line up and you're going to have a miserable day. So swivel is number one. You tie your big spoon to that on the bottom of it. You want definitely a good strong treble hook, and here's why. The best tip anyone can ever give you about a spoon is when you hook a fish on this spoon, there's no play in that fish. When you get that bite and you hook him up good, he's got to come straight to the boat. I don't care if he's a 2 pounds or if he's 7 pounds, he's got to come straight to the boat. The reason being, the number one way we lose fish is when they can get leverage. So when a bass hooks this and he grabs it by this, he's got a lot of leverage out there. So if he starts slinging that around and you start playing him like we normally would with a crankbait, that fish is going to throw this spoon. That makes me have to change my setup a little more. I need heavy line. If I hook a big bass on this and I'm winding that fish in, that's why I'm going to go with a minimum of 20-pound Seaguar and Viz-X. That line is still really supple and it allows that bait to have the right action, but when I hook that fish, I can wind him straight in, put him in the boat as quick as possible, and I'm not worried about breaking off. If my line was to get twisted around the blade or anything like that, I'm not worried about breaking that off. So big spoons, you're looking for those fish out on maybe ledges, points, suspended. It's a really versatile bait, but it can be intimidating. But it's not that big of a deal if you have the right setup. So remember that, and I think you'll have a lot of fun throwing a big spoon.